home, if you're on the audio, you won't have noticed what's happened. But for those of you that have come over to the YouTube channel, you'll have seen that Roddy's moved to a different location, and I've actually undressed my bed to make it for once. Because what happened when we were talking previously, I forgot to ask Roddy the big main question that everybody loves, which is his 3 cheesy pop songs. So I called him back, told him I was dying to hear his voice once again after he'd had another long race weekend, and I thought I'll just make him sit and talk to me for an hour. But Roddy's back. He's still good. He's still alive and kicking, no matter how badly he throws himself into corners at 100 miles an hour.
You just got to hang on in there. Yeah. It was, I was at Cadwell Park at the weekend and followed one of my competitors down the main straight. And the next thing I knew, my visor's getting plastered in oil. And I thought, shit, I've got to follow this guy. So I had to make an instant decision. So I absolutely lunged him into the next corner, overtook him, almost run him off the circuit, whilst I was sort of frantically waving at him, gesticulating that there was something wrong. Unfortunately, Matt had his wits about him, and he knew that I wouldn't have done that without good reason, because the back of his bike was just pouring out oil. And the last thing I wanted to do was to be following him into the next 100-mile-an-hour corner where he's dripping oil all over the place. So he thought that I did it for his own well-being. I didn't want to disappoint him. It was for my own preservation. It was nothing to do with him. So I thought, no. But these things happen anyway. So no, but
at least he was sensible. I know. At least he was sensible enough to go, Roddy knows a thing or two, so if he's telling me something wrong, there's probably something wrong.
It was, yeah, without a doubt. I think he was about 18 or 19. He was quite a young kid, and as he said, but fast, very fast. And as I said, I just decided I was going to follow him for a couple of laps to see what he was going to do. And as we spoke about earlier, we were saying about sometimes you just got to finish first you must finish. And I thought exactly. He was a bit keen, I thought, oh, well, let's just follow him for a little while and see what he's going to do. But no, unfortunately, the mechanical gremlins got the better of him and started to throw bits at me out the back of his bike. So the chimp running around his head, and he had the gremlins running around his bike. He did, no, definitely. Yeah, you don't want the chimp out your head. You need to keep that under control.
Exactly. Right, Roddy, well, I'm not going to waste too much of your evening, not on record anyway. I enjoy the conversations we have off camera when we can say a few more juicier stories. But Roddy, the main question, and the question everybody loves to hear, you have to pick 3 cheesy pop songs, or just 3 any all-time favourite songs of yours to get a party started. What 3 songs are you picking?
I think when we spoke earlier, you were saying about what would I do if I was going out on a Friday night or something. Going out on a Friday night is a bit tricky nowadays, but often, getting in the right frame of mind to go somewhere. If Susie and I is going to go out somewhere, as he said, either on the drive there or we're getting ready or whatever, I think there's a bit of ska will go on, with a bit of Bad Manners, Special Brew, something like that, where it's you think, it's a bit uplifting and whatever, as I said. I think, I suppose, not being cheesy, it's a bit of our song to us, where we are both our own special brew to one another. So, as I said, we have a bit of a laugh and a chuckle about it, and don't take things too seriously. So that kind of sums up, gets you going a bit. So it's a good catchy little number, as they say.
That's lovely. That's made my heart go a wee bit. That's lovely.
There you go. Christ, you'll think there's something wrong with me. I'm getting a bit sentimental here or something.
You complimented her on writing a book, and now you said you actually like listening to music.
The truth of the matter is, she'll probably think I've bought another motorbike or something.
I know, yeah. You've not told her that you've just spent the savings that you had for the holiday that COVID cancelled.
That's right. Yeah. What savings? They've already gone in engine parts. Yeah. I'll be having an eBay embargo again to stop me buying motorcycle parts until Christmas or something.
I know, you suddenly find the joint account only works on her car.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. It's not a rev limiter on it. It works differently. That's what she said. The credit limit on there, she says, it's not a target.
Yeah. Oh, I struggle with that. I completely sympathise with you. As soon as there's money there, that's potential toys in my mind.
No, it's motorcycle parts.
That's what I mean. Toys. I assume motorcycle parts to you are toys.
Yeah. They don't work without it. So, exactly. But as I said, that's tomorrow's problem. If I need spare parts, I'll worry about what I do with that. So, which leads me on another song, which was Bob Marley's "Three Little Birds." And,
oh yeah.
What's that all about? How comes that a bit uplifting? But it's just don't worry. As I said, be happy. Everything's going to be all right, and it is. And if you just listen to it, it'll just lift your spirits a little bit, and you think, yeah, everything will be all right. So it doesn't matter how much you think or how high the pile of shit is. It's not that bad. Life really isn't that bad. There are people out there in worse situations than what you're in, and make the best of it. So, yeah, Bob Marley. He always sounds like he's bashing the bottom of a saucepan every time he starts one of his hits. Or maybe that's just what's on the list of greatest hits to do with Bob Marley. But yeah, a bit of Reggie music never goes wrong either.
No, exactly. That's 2 out of 3 very successful songs so far.
It is, yeah. Third one, I pondered over this for quite some time, and I just thought, back to basics, picked the phone up, looked at the playlist for the most recent plays on stuff, and I had thought, it is a going out on a Friday night kind of tune. I can't be doing with clubs and rammed in with people spilling beer over the top of one another and all the rest of it. Love a bit of live music, and I think getting in the mood for that. Go see. I've seen quite a few tribute bands, but I've seen this lot live as well. So AC/DC's "Shook Me All Night Long."
Oh, brilliant song.
That will get you going. Saw them many moons ago in Edinburgh Playhouse that they played, as well as at Wembley.
Wow! And, were you in the seats and everything? Didn't get to stand. Well, I suppose you could stand up if you wanted, but in the typical theatre setup, they didn't take the chairs out for everybody.
They didn't. No. It was you were falling over the top of the chairs and bouncing over the top of one another. It was wild, and Edinburgh Playhouse it rocked that night. But AC/DC, can't remember. I think it was a Hell's Bells tour or something like this. But very, very good. And as I said, shook me all night long, and my ears reverberated for about the next 2 days like I had been riding a screaming two-stroke for a couple of hours. It was, when you come out of a nightclub at early hours in the morning and your ears are ringing.
Yes, I know exactly that.
Very much like that. So, yeah, I'm probably a bit deaf because of that. So, but yeah, just to get you going for a good Friday night out, but with AC/DC, that rocks.
Well, so those 3 songs, just like your whole episode, that's put you right at the top in my mind. Brilliant! I can't wait to add them to the playlist as well. I'm working on making a little playlist for the Spotify so the listeners can get a good indication of what all our guests are like. But
yeah.